after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. I'm not a kid.
Alright, so everyone did this as a kid, right? You're in a store and you see those vending machines. Ooh, you want that drink or that candy bar. It's a highlight in a young kid's day. There's staples in communities everywhere. Lifelong family, friends, and friends of the podcast are here for you. Gymnasiums, rec centers, playgrounds, wherever. KL&P Vending Inc. Family owned, family run. Come to us when you need your vending done. That's where the Gamertime podcast is going. Call them. 717-371-3350. That's KL&P Vending Inc. And I think he fell for off the field reasons, but he goes to the Redskins. It's Montez Sweat from Mississippi State. The defensive end, I think he's a smaller end. I think they can put him at outside linebacker too.
Yeah.
So, but another quick guy. I think he's one of those that you're not going to break his tackle. Like he's one of those 100 tackle a year kind of guys. But he was supposed to be like this, probably top 10. Really? I think some people had him 7 to 10. Wow. I think. But yeah, he falls to 26 to the Redskins. You see him either starting. I think he's starting. He would start.
I would
right?
imagine.
Yeah. Do they still have Kerrigan?
Yeah. But is he a linebacker though? Right?
Outside he's edge, somewhere on the edge. Yeah.
They're almost like the same position.
Right.
Now.
Right. Exactly.
That would be a great camp battle to see who would get that start up front. I think Sweat can sweat it out and
nice.
Win that.
Good one. Yeah. His teammate got taken right after him. Jonathan Abram, who is another safety, goes to the Raiders in Mississippi State. I don't know too much about him. I know that he was up in the air as the best safety, mixed with that other one that got taken earlier, Darnell Savage to Green Bay.
Right.
But he obviously fell. Still a first-round pick, so the expectation is still there. So.
The Raiders are going back to that defense.
Yeah. Jerry Tillery to the Chargers, defensive tackle number 20, the 28th pick.
Notre Dame, I believe.
Yes, sir.
That's I like that because the way Notre Dame's defense played last year. You're getting great talent from that type of team. So they know how to play defense there in the South Bend.
Yeah. Oh yeah. L.J. Collier from TCU goes to the Seahawks, the defensive end at the 29th pick. And then the first corner is taken. He goes to the Giants, in DeAndre Baker from Georgia.
Really good defensive team.
Yeah. Not the smartest front office there, huh?
Right.
Sorry, it's just fun to make fun of them. Caleb McGarry goes to the Falcons, the offensive tackle, the 31st pick. And then to finish out the first round is a wide receiver from Arizona State, N'Keal Harry, goes to the Patriots. I think some of the people are looking at who's the other guy from Mississippi State, the big dude. I can't remember his name. Anyways, he was another receiver from Mississippi State who was a workout king. He ran. What did he run? He ran a 4.40 with arms the size of frickin'. He was like I think they said he's like 6'5", 230 or 40 pounds, wow. And he ran a 4.4. Like
what?
Yeah, it was insane. If I could find the freaking name, that'd be great, but I can't. Anyways,
to round out that last pick in the first round there, with Harry, I watched him play against Michigan State a few times last year, and I watched a lot of their games because they're on the West Coast, and Herm Edwards was their coach there in Arizona State. So, but I think Patriots don't necessarily need high wide receivers, right? Like whoever they put out there, as long as they have Tom Brady, throw anybody in there. I thought they were going to stack up more defense, but like I said, you still have Tom Brady left. You can throw anybody out there, and he'll make plays for you.
I was actually dead wrong on the school. He went to Ole Miss, and his name is DK Metcalf.
Okay.
Yeah, he's just insane. But yeah, he's 6'3", 228 pounds, and he ran a 4.4. So that would literally be me. I am 6'3", and I'm 230 pounds.
But
I would run.
Would be 440 seconds.
Correct.
Not
Yes.
Not 4.4 seconds.
That's actually a little quick. So thank you.
Speaking of being tall and running at great speed, I know the Cowboys defensive coordinator Chris Richards likes the bigger guys and guys with attitude and stuff like that. So I was hoping they'd go that way, but there was a guy that the Bears took in the last round out of Valdosta State University in Georgia.
Where?
I was just gonna say.
It's in Georgia.
Aldosa?
Valdosta State.
Valdosta.
Valdosta State.
Dosta.
With a
Yes.
T.
Correct.
Okay.
It's a D2. They were the D2 champions last year of D2, so they know how to play defense. And this guy, I tell you what, 6'4", ran a 4.4 speed. I mean, how do you not pick him before the 7th round? I just want to know that.
Mel Piper over here.
Yeah. Dot, 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 dot. So, okay, I gotta tell you this story. So day 2 of the draft comes around, right? The Friday night.
Right.
And I turned it on because I knew Denver was still the 10th pick in the second draft as well.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm waiting and I'm watching to see what they're going to take. And their pick comes up. And it's the 41st pick in the draft. And they take the offensive tackle from Kansas State and Dalton Risner. And I'm like, at this point, I'm like, damn, I kind of thought they were going quarterback. Like, I kind of wanted to see what they were going to do.
Right.
I turned the TV off. I was like, screw it. I turned the TV off. And I actually, for some reason, I think I opened up my phone and it was on draft coverage on my phone. And it said, Denver picks Dalton Risner, Denver on the clock.
Yes.
And I was like...
And then you knew who they were going to pick, right?
And I was like, wait a minute, what the hell's going on? I didn't even know that they traded for the pick right after that.
Oh, yeah.
The 42nd pick. Right after 41.
They do that basically on spot, right?
Yeah.
That's why you didn't know.
Right, exactly. I had turned it off before they announced that they traded up. Because they traded, I think they traded from 40, there's a couple of trades there, so I'm not sure which one. But they traded later in the second round up to 42, the very next pick. And I had turned it off before they announced that, is what I'm saying. So I watched that pick, and that's where we took our quarterback of the future, Mr. Drew Lock from Missouri.
Wow, I can't wait to see what he does under John Elway.
Well, yeah, I mean, that could be a bad thing when you say it, because he doesn't have the best history at drafting quarterbacks. But, I'm excited. I want to see what he can do. I'm not sure he's going to be the next great thing, but a franchise quarterback, there's a chance. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I have the theory of, like, if they suck, we can pull the Arizona Cardinals thing. If he sucks it up, that suckiness can translate to a bad record,
right?
And we could get the number 1 pick. And there's quarterbacks next year and the year after that I really have my eye on that are going to be studs.
Okay.
In Tua from Alabama, the Oregon quarterback, and then of course your national champion from Clemson.
Nice.
Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence, thank you.
Yeah.
Is only going to be a sophomore this
Wow,
that's ridiculous.
This fall.
Yeah, they could win.
So
they could win many in the next couple of years.
We got 2 more drafts until his draft. So yeah.
And you like quarterbacks, Matthew?
I do.
So you're a Penn State guy, and I believe it was the second or third day of the draft that I texted you about your boy Trace McSorley,
right.
And he surprisingly actually went to the Ravens.
I didn't think he was going to get drafted. I just didn't think
even think he was going to enter the draft.
Yeah, it's like we were talking about earlier. It's that with Baltimore, they've got three pretty much of the same quarterback. Some more, don't get me wrong, Lamar Jackson's a lot more athletic than Trace McSorley.
Right.
But they play a similar style. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think McSorley's a better passer.
Yeah.
But, I just think that Lamar Jackson's more of a highlight reel. And, he did well as a game manager this past season. So
Right, and I like McSorley's leadership too. When you watch him at Penn State, being down certain games, winning close ones at the end, you just gotta recognize his leadership.
Yeah. Okay, so there's a pick I want to stick it to the Penn State thing. There was a running back that was the number one running back out of high school, and he picked Penn State. Awesome.
Okay.
Right? Ended up sitting behind Saquon for 2 years. Okay? And it was Saquon. Like, what are you going to do? You know what I mean?
Not much.
Yeah. So, but he waited. He sat on the bench, got a couple carries. He did well behind Saquon as a second back. But he finally got his time to shine this past year in college, and he had a good year, a decent year. Good enough to make it in the second round, and he got taken at number 53, the 53rd pick in the draft, to the Eagles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great idea for them, I think. They I know they have a couple running backs already on the roster that can produce, but combining him with Abu Adams and Jordan Howard now, that's not a two-eyed monster. That's a three-eyed monster right there.
They currently have 7 running backs on their roster.
Wow.
So they're going to have to cut that down to at least 4.
And I believe Miles makes it on the team. Like Tyler said, they're going to have to cut, but you put him, Howard and Miles, I think, are definitely going to be definitely on the
like Corey Clement as a third, or like you said, Josh Adams.
Yeah.
So
they
should be pretty stacked at running back.
I heard he had a quote saying something about how he looks at himself as Kamara, or like a small receiving back. I think he is a little small, but I think he's a little stockier than that.
Yeah, he's not as small as Kamara.
No. I'm not saying that, but
yeah.
He said that he would like to learn more about receiving the ball out of the running back spot, and he's quick and he's agile. I think he was one of the best. He had one of the best highlight reels against Michigan State last season, and that was he's got that ability.
The way the Eagles like to do screen passes, that's a great idea to catch balls out of the backfield.
Right. He's a home run out of the backfield. Yeah. Like what he says is he can receive it, take it for a home run, and run it for a home run.
So it's going to be hard for defenses to stop that three-eyed monster there, I think.
Yeah. Sticking with the Eagles, the 57 pick, out of Stanford, a wide receiver. Don't get mad at me. J.J. Arcega-Whiteside?
I think that's how you say it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't know anything at all about this guy.
Well, they said during the draft when the Eagles picked him that he is a lot like Alshon Jeffrey.
Wow.
Okay.
So he's, possession.
Yeah, big guy.
Go up and get it, receiver, not very fast.
Okay.
So, it's almost which kind of makes me not understand the pick that much.
Yeah.
But it's good for Carson to have more toys to play with.
Yeah, it is. But he would I just don't know where they're going to put him.
Right.
Because, you'll have Jeffrey on one side and then Deshaun Jackson on the other.
Yeah.
And then, a guy like that isn't a great slot receiver, right? That's
no,
more
not normally.
Speedy type of guy, which they have Nelson Aguilar too. So I'm not exactly sure where he's going to fit in. But
it's funny. It's weird though because they say that you want your speed in the slot. Well, for the most part, you stick that Wes Welker, that Stokely kind of receiver in there. But really, the speed is only so observative because they're doing it normally against linebackers. Yeah. So, if you've got a possession receiver, he should be able to beat a linebacker, in my opinion, across the field. Mm-hmm. But I think that their defenses are changing, too. Denver, their lockdown corner, Chris Harris, loved to play against the slot. That's where they put him most of the time, was against the slot receiver. So I think the defenses are moving guys around, even putting less linebackers, more corners and safeties out there to guard that type of offense. So,
Right.
I think it all depends on the team.
And we were just recently talking about three-eyed monster for the Eagles. I think there could be another potential three-eyed monster in the same division. And I don't remember what round. I think third or fourth round the Redskins went with this guy, but you got Bryce Love out of Stanford.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And
Yeah,
so
he's small and quick, and just like Kamara.
right. So you put him with a veteran Adrian Peterson and Darius Juice, the guy that they got a couple years ago.
Yeah.
That's
right.
going to be
Yeah, he
that'll
tore
be
his ACL in training camp, right?
right.
Yeah,
Is that what
yeah,
happened?
that's
Yeah.
right.
So having him a healthy him and
It's Geis, isn't it?
Yeah, it's Geis.
Geis,
Geis, okay.
sorry.
No, it's
But that could potentially be another team
Yeah.
try hard to stop the run.
right.
Juice
Oh
would be
yeah,
a cool last name, though.
it would be. So, to take us back, first round, number 10 pick, it went to the Steelers, but Denver had the 10 pick the whole time leading up into the draft, and I had a couple of picks as a Denver fan that I would have liked them to take there.
Mhm.
And if it wouldn't be for quarterback, I thought that there was a lockdown corner right there who was projected to be top 10, and that's Greedy Williams.
Ooh.
Not only was he not the first corner taken, but he ended up falling to 46 to the Cleveland Browns. There's
46?
yeah, the 46th pick to the Browns. I still think he's good. I feel like he's a sleeper there. I mean,
yeah.
to fall that far is insane. But like, you're putting him. Who did they take in the top 5 last year? The Browns had 2 picks in the top 5.
Yeah, Baker Mayfield.
Ohio State.
And then the
Damn.
corner.
Right.
Denzel Ward?
Yes, Ward.
I think
He had
was
a-
at 4.
Yeah,
The 4th pick.
he
Yeah.
had a great rookie season, but I feel like you pair him with Greedy Williams, and that's
Yeah.
the next couple of years. That's gonna be tough, man.
Yeah.
That whole team's gonna be tough. Like,
We hope to see a change in them, and like I
Right.
said, I always I always start out with what's on paper, and obviously they're a team to beat on paper,
Yeah.
but we'll just see how the first year goes playing with each other.
He, Greedy Williams already predicted that they would win the Super Bowl this year.
Wow,
did he?
that is high
That's-
expectations
I
there.
didn't even know that.
Now they're not going to. 'Cause
Right. Oh
It's
yeah.
like, dude, you haven't even played a game yet in your career. You're already.
I know. That's stupid.
I hate that.
Although-
It's-
Although Alshon Jeffrey from your Eagles, Tyler,
yeah.
I remember a couple years ago when the Eagles won the Super Bowl, that before when they were in the free agent signing, he made a statement on one of his pages that whatever team I sign with will win the Super Bowl. And guess what?
They did.
The Philadelphia Eagles went to the Super Bowl and won.
Yes.
So they that was a
Yeah.
bold prediction by him, but he stuck to it.
Yeah. I remember him saying that, but I didn't realize he said that until after the season was over. Like I wasn't aware of it when it happened.
Right.
So, or else I would have, trashed him. I would've- you don't say that.
Yeah.
Come on.
But
The other running back I was trying to think of out of Alabama a little bit ago was Damian Harris.
Oh,
He's the bigger, stockier guy, the traditional Alabama running back. He went 87 to the Patriots.
oh.
Yeah. So, Patriots, whatever. But
Yeah, they'll find a way to make him good.
right, exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's one for you, Big Al. The second Connor McGovern in the NFL goes to the Dallas Cowboys out of Penn State. Did you know that Denver had an offensive lineman named Connor McGovern?
Yep.
And now at the same time, there was a Penn State lineman named Connor McGovern, spelled exactly the same. I think they even played the same position.
Wow.
It's freaky, yeah.
But I like the pick. I believe I was in the third round because our second round pick was a defensive tackle out of UCF who, we just after with suspensions and players under contract and stuff, like we just definitely needed someone to rush the passer more. So hopefully Hill can provide that. But sticking to your guy Connor, it's good to boost your offensive line and Penn State. You being a Penn State fan, you watched him a live block for the great running back. So it's I like the pick there.
Yeah. All right, you got anything else for your Cowboys?
I I mean, overall, we did okay.
Yeah.
I think in this draft,
Letter grade. What do you got for a letter grade?
I'd say B minus.
Yeah. Okay.
We took one safety in the draft, and that was like late 5th, 6th round. But so I don't know how well he's gonna produce because we still need a safety. But we did get help for Ezekiel Elliott, taking his teammate at Ohio State, Mike Weber, and also getting a guy from Memphis, Pollard, who's pretty. He can play any. He's like that running back receiver type dude, so hopefully he can bring a spark to the offense. But I think getting some linemen and those kinds of things should help.
Yeah. All right. Give me a grade for the Eagles, Tyler.
I'd say a B plus.
B plus. Okay. I feel like they took a shit ton of people. I saw like not just a shit ton of people, but like they took a crapload of Penn State guys.
Yeah.
We talked about this the other day.
Yeah, some were undrafted.
Yeah, they took some undrafted guys, and they ended up taking. Well, how many was it? Like
3 or 4.
Yeah, like
4.
Like 4 guys from Penn State
2 in the
to
actual
Eagles.
draft.
Yeah, 2 in the draft, and then like 3 or 4
Which is
in the
crazy.
Yeah.
And I know the Eagles love that Northwestern type quarterbacks. They took another one in this draft.
Yes. What is his name? I remember watching him play against Penn State because it's Northwestern.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they play them every year. Clayton Thorson. There it is.
So they have Sudfeld and Thorson. I mean, they must when these guys recruited, they must have looked at the Big Ten pretty well.
Yeah, definitely. All right.
Sure.
So moving on, guys, to the Matt, your favorite sport here, basketball, and they're in the playoffs as well, and we all thought the first rounds were pretty good, and now the second runs are getting even more intense because there's like a lot of close matchups right now, and there's one tonight, I believe, in Game 6 in Houston, Golden State and Houston.
Yeah.
Without Durant, who you got tonight?
Yeah, I mean, so Game 5, which is a huge game, Durant was, of course, being Durant. After he literally hit a jumper, he goes to turn the other direction, head down the court. It's something, I don't think he heard a pop or whatever, but he reached for his Achilles, and well, everybody says it's so hard to see because he's got such long legs.
Yeah.
So it was like he reached pretty close to his Achilles, but they're saying that it was only a calf strain. So it's really not as bad as what it looked or how it seems. But they are ruling him out for 6 and 7, a possible 7.
Ooh, wow.
So if they advance, then they should be looking at Game 1 for his return in the conference finals. But anyways, that leads us to Game 6, no Durant, against Harden and Chris Paul in Houston. Now, you have a Warriors team that literally just goes back, without Durant, goes back to 73-9.
Yep.
What the hell is wrong with that? Look, okay,
nothing, right?
So you have a team who broke the record for the best record in basketball, okay, with 73 wins and 9 losses. Goes the whole way through the playoffs, goes to the NBA Finals, ends up losing in the finals, which is devastating. If you go 73-9, you don't win the title.
Yep.
That's pretty much bullshit. But, sorry. So, 2 months later, 1 month later, the finals ends in June, free agency starts in July.
Yep.
Kevin Durant, the second best player in the entire world, signs with that 73-9 team. It's like, what the heck is going on? There's conspiracies all over the place.
Right, I agree.
This is why every year in the NBA there's maybe 3 or 4 teams that actually have a chance to win.
Yeah.
Right.
It sucks, yeah.
Yeah.
The super team stuff is just, it's getting a little ridiculous, especially with that. And then they take an all-star caliber center this past summer, and he goes to the Warriors. So you literally have the greatest starting 5 on paper ever.
Definitely.
But so anyways, like I said, Game 6, the Houston Rockets are going up against a Golden State Warriors team that, with no Durant, in my opinion, just turns into more of a free-flowing offense. So, look, you're not going to turn down Kevin Durant. Like, he's probably the best player in the world right now.
Yeah.
Like, you're going to want him on your team if you have the chance. But I think without him there, he's not there to slow the ball down. Like, the Golden State Warriors offense is passing and spot-up shooting. And then if they guard that, then it's an open lane down the middle. So it's like, for the majority of that 73-9 season, you had great shooting and great defense. So, and great shooting from deep is how you score a crap ton of points, in my opinion. But anyways, you take Kevin Durant out of the mix of what they were this season, and I think it turns back into that free-flowing offense. I actually think Golden State has a decent chance of ending it tonight. A lot of people are picking Houston and sending it back to Game 7, but I think that if Curry's on, I think Golden State's going to win. I think it ends tonight.
And if it doesn't, I believe, without a doubt, I mean, obviously anything's possible, but without a doubt, I think it's hard to win in Golden State, especially in the playoffs. Right. So I think even if they lose tonight, they'd take Game 7.
Yeah, so you still have Golden State winning the series, is what you're saying. Yeah. I think it would kind of do wonders for what we talked about. It would get rid of that super team and kind of give more competition around the whole league. We would be another step closer for that happening if Houston won this series. It just would. Right. For the first time, if Golden State doesn't win the title, and if they get knocked out in the second round, like, that's huge. So if Houston wins the series, I really think we're heading towards a breakup in Golden State. I think they're going to throw a crap ton of money at Klay Thompson. He's still, I think he's like 27 or 28, but he's a spot-up shooter. And this is another thing I was talking to a coworker about, that you've got guys like LeBron James and Kevin Durant and Giannis, a Greek freak. These guys are amazingly athletic, right? And they're stars in the NBA for their athleticism, in my opinion. And they can do more than that, but that's their main attraction. They're above the rim type of players. Steph Curry and Klay Thompson are almost the complete opposite.
Right.
They're not that at all. They're below the rim players. They're spot-up shooters. To me, that has a longer life in a career than LeBron, Durant, Greek Freak, than in the athleticism department.
Take a lot less contact.
Exactly. Yeah. And they're not just that, but that's like the last thing that goes if you get old. Like, you're growing older and your body's slowing down and all this stuff. The first thing you think of are legs, right? You can't run as fast, you can't jump as high, you can't do this, you can't do that.
Right.
Like, your wrist and your shooting form and your muscle memory, that's the last thing that goes.
It'll never go away.
Right, exactly. Ray Allen was like 38, 39 years old when he retired, and he was still one of the best three-point shooters in the league. True. Kyle Korver's in his late 30s. Yeah. Like, you know, the sharp shooters in the league can do it for a lot longer, can stay at that top level for a lot longer. So I think Steph Curry and Klay Thompsons of the world, like, those guys are going to be good for a long time. And you don't have to worry about their age necessarily, at least for like another decade, in my opinion.
Right.
So I think the Golden State Warriors are still going to have that, you know, but they're going to throw a lot of money at Klay Thompson to keep him there, and I think that he's going to take it. Like, he's probably not going to get that money anywhere else.
Right.
And I think they're more focused on doing that than re-signing Kevin Durant.
Agreed. So, and before you get to these real quick, just answer me a quick question here. Whether it's Houston or Golden State advancing to the finals, do you see the two other West teams, Portland and Denver, do you see either one of those beating either Houston or Golden State?
I feel like Houston is more vulnerable to those teams. What Jokic is doing right now for Denver is he's insane, man. Like, that, we haven't seen a guy like that in a long time.
Right.
So I think Denver they are the home team for Game 7. Is that tomorrow?
I believe.
Yeah. No, Sunday, sorry. There's no games on Saturday. Damn.
Well,
all 3 Game 7s would potentially be on Sunday if the Rockets and Warriors go to a Game 7, but they'd all be Sunday.
On Mother's Day.
Yeah. So I think Denver's the home team for their Game 7. I think they take it.
okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't look good for my pick originally because I actually had the Blazers in the finals. But
Yeah.
Right now,
It's not a horrible pick. It's just,
Yeah.
I think with how it's playing out, I think Denver really is showing people that, because I think a lot of people had them not doing what they're doing because of their youth, because they're still young, but they're surprising people. They're still playing really well.
Right. So getting into the East, you just saw what Milwaukee did to the Celtics, and sorry, Celtics fans, but
We're not sorry. We're not sorry.
Celtics fans, whoever you are, better luck next year. But anyway, we know what Milwaukee can do, and they're obviously going to be up there. But Game 7, Toronto, Philly. What's going to happen? I mean, they brought the fire in Philly last night. Can they do it again in Toronto? Do they move on to Milwaukee?
Oh man,
I hope so.
this
But,
is.
They're not going to lay an egg like they did the last time in Toronto.
Oh,
At least
Game
they
5.
better not.
Game
Or-
5. Yeah,
is that what it was?
no.
Game 5.
No,
Yeah, that's
I don't think so either.
No, they need to play with more passion like
that
Game
won't
6.
happen. I know that won't happen. But
Yeah.
I think it'll be close. But I think Toronto pulls it off.
Same here.
Yeah. I think that if Philly has any chance, it's going to be on Embiid. I think he needs to come out and have 30 and 15.
Yep.
I think Butler's got to play. Butler is playing well, and
He took
they.
over.
Yeah, he did. He had a great Game 6.
Yeah.
But they don't necessarily. He's important. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But Embiid's more important.
Oh, by far.
So,
Yeah.
as far as who do you want to have success over 2 teammates? I'm going Embiid. Like he has a bigger impact, I think. But I was surprised by how aggressive Ben Simmons was. He was like the driving percentage. So look up the analytics, but the percentage of the times where he got the ball and just sprinted towards the middle of the court and pushed as hard as he possibly could and then dished it out. It felt like he was doing that every play.
Right.
So it was like I kind of liked it. I thought it was some may say it was reckless or whatever, and I think he had a couple turnovers, but I think that's how you need him to play, like especially in this series.
Apparently, before the game, Dr. J had a talk with him.
Wow.
Gotcha. Oh,
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
Boys fired
Yeah.
up. I mean,
Well, him specifically, not
Right.
just Ben Simmons specifically. It was
Yeah.
like,
wow.
so,
I mean,
I guess that fueled him.
I think they need to. If they were to win if they were to get the championship and win, I think they need all the legends from Philly to come back and be a part of that squad. But
So real quick, we got a couple minutes left. Madden 20, super excited for this, man.
Cool.
I mean, they're giving you more and more each version.
Just a little bit more each.
Yeah, every year.
Yep.
You got college teams, only a couple, but you got a couple college teams. Patrick Mahomes is the cover athlete.
Oh, wow.
What else is there? There's a new career mode where it seems like you play the playoff, which in my assumption is the semifinal and the final.
Right.
You play the college playoff.
Wow.
And then you do a draft combine, and then you go to the draft and do
And I
your
believe
career.
you pick from either 10 college teams.
Yeah, it's a couple like that. So that's super exciting. But all right,
Well, yeah.
yeah. How do you feel about next week? You want to do this again next week? Same
Sure.
time, same channel, same network, same people, same microphone, same PlayStation.
Hey, we're back and we're better than ever, baby. So yeah, let's go back at it.
Tyler, appreciate it, man.
You are welcome.
Thank you for coming on, Tyler.
Yes, sir.
No problem.
Real quick, find us anywhere you want. No, I'm just kidding. Twitter, Gamertime Shows. YouTube, I believe it's youtube.com/Gamertime Shows. You can find all 4 episodes of the podcast. I appreciate it. Hit like, follow, subscribe. Send us money. Send us your newborn. Send us everything. Love you. Bye.
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 Bye.